Hello everyone and welcome to another live stream, and today we will be... Oh my goodness! A transition with a breadboard and a Raspberry Pi Pico? Oh, what's happening? Unbelievable! Hi Dedaptak, hi Moral, hi Mushroom, hi Marius, hi Unplugged Lamp, hi everyone, hi. Hi there, and today we will be planning the thingamajig, the thingamabob, the thingama stuff, and such and so on. That's because recently I've been trying to, in KaiCAD, design the thing a little bit more, but the problem is there are still a lot of unknowns we need to answer, and so for that, first we're going to start with this. This is a Raspberry Pi Pico W, I'm guessing, because of the square, I think it's a W. I don't know, I have like 17 of them, I don't remember which is which. I have this, which I have no idea how it works, and I would really like to find out today. I have this, which is just like a little voltage meter, could be useful for testing or something. And I also have... what else do I have? I have a lot of fun stuff, but which fun stuff will be relevant? Oh, I also have, by the way, right here, of frame, this is my lab power supply, which I just turned on and it didn't turn on. Fuck, damn it. I'm going to bed. Alright, bye Unplugged Lamp, bye, see ya. Why isn't it plugged in? Oh, it just isn't plugged in. That's a pretty goddamn good answer for to my question, to be honest. Why isn't it plugged in? Because it isn't plugged. Give me a second. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. I plugged everything in, and now it should be fine-ish, I think. Now if I turn it on, it turns on. Lab power supply. Fun fact, this is actually the lab power supply I used in the chemistry video when I was making sulfuric acid, and that's why this actually, you can't really see it because it's really dark in my office, but the positive, negative, depends on convention. The point is the black wire ends in a normal like crab claw, but the red one got so corroded that the acid actually ate through the claw, and so now it's just like a shard. I know it's really hard to see. Hold on, let me just turn on some lights. Maybe that will help. Some more lights. Did it help? Hard to tell. Hard to tell if it helped. Absolutely didn't. It absolutely did not help. How is everyone doing, by the way? How are you all doing on this fine day? Configure video. Can I have... I can control the exposure for some reason. I don't want to. Okay, there we go. Kinda hard to tell, but kind of visible at this point, at the very least. There we go. You can see one of them is like normal, the other one has been eaten through. And so yeah, let's turn it off because holy fuck, 31 volts. No, please don't. Let's lower that down to like maybe 3. And let's lower the amperage from 5 to a solid 0.5. There we go. That's better. There we go. So today, oh, good too. Alright, bye everyone. Everyone is leaving, honestly. Right at the end of the practical stream. Unbelievable. Everyone. Anyway. Today, today what I'd like to achieve is pretty straightforward. That's because I have this motor. And the thing is, this is a motor, which we can control using our power supply. So if we plug one of them in, if we plug the second one in, there was a spark. I don't know if you didn't see it because of me, but there are sparks happening. It's sparking. Fucking hell. That's bad. Piss. I might need new wires, actually. Okay, so... yeah, it's sparking. That's great. That's fucking terrifying is what it is. Okay, well, maybe we won't use the lab power supply today. Because if it's sparking, I don't want to die. Or even worse, burn down my apartment. So, I don't know, a battery? I also have a battery, I guess. Like a tiny one. Yeah, could also work, okay. All we need to do is just plug in some cables into it. Like so. There we go. I'm going to plug in the second cable. Come on. There we go. And now all we need to do is just pop them in. And it's rotating. There we go, solid. So here's the plan. Here's the gist of it, here's the basic idea. Let me switch to the full screen for a second because I'll need paint for this to explain what the idea will be. What we have is, we have our motor and we have our Raspberry Pi, right? This will be the RP. This will be the motor. Now, this motor has its own plus and minus, which we're gonna represent with just red and blue, like this. And on the other side, we also have the positive, negative sides of just a battery, right? So this is our power right here. Now, if we plug it in directly into the motor rotates. That's simple as it could be. However, if we would like to control the motor with a Raspberry Pi, then how do we do it? Well, that's a lot more tricky. That's a lot more difficult because we can't just plug it into Raspberry Pi. Even though the Raspberry Pi has enough voltage, it doesn't really have enough amperage. It cannot give enough wattage in order to rotate the motor. Which means we have the Raspberry Pi, which gives us a really light breeze of a current. However, it gives us something. So the way it is done normally is that you just connect them and then you use a transistor. I don't think I'm drawing the right one in this case because, well, who cares? But but the point is you use a transistor, you connect them in some way. I don't actually remember exactly what we connect them, and there we go, and so on and so forth. Congrats, you have a motor that can be spinning. But this also leads to more problems. Those problems being that sometimes, because transistors are very simple parts, MOSFET, yes. Because transistors are very simple parts, they tend to, well, I wouldn't say screw up, only it's kind of hard to work with them because you can get like a voltage buildup going back into Raspberry Pi, it can fry it, it's a nasty business. That's why instead of a MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, as their full legal name is, instead of it, I got myself this component, which is actually two MOSFETs. These two black squares, those are MOSFETs. They are soldered on this little tiny board. And the point is that with this component, the way it works is you basically, you have it like as a rectangle in the middle. And you plug in the plus to the plus, minus into the minus, like so. And then right here, you plug the Raspberry Pi Pico, if I'm not mistaken, the plus and minus deal, and then in between you plug in the pulse with modulation. And then that pulse with modulation allows you to control the flow of electricity, and therefore, QED, congrats, you can control a motor using a Raspberry Pi without frying it, which is convenient. I should come here daily, but right now I just want to respond to his pings on Discord with Angry Miko. Cool. What's going on here, and why is the channel name Checkup? Why? It's because we're collecting money for charity. That's why it's called Checkup. I've been streaming every single day for the past 812 days for charity. A bunch of different charities. One of them is collecting money for cancer research, another for schizophrenia, another for depression and bipolar disorder, and so on and so forth. Yep. That's the basic idea. Hey, make it. Hold down space and use the arrow keys with your mouse in MS Paintboard. Oh, I didn't actually know that was a thing. That's quite convenient. Thank you for the tip. That's actually really convenient for drawing straight lines. Thanks. But okay. First things first. I didn't get a USB cable. I knew I was missing something. I need a USB cable. Because if I don't have a USB cable, we cannot control the Raspberry Pi Pico. Fudge sticks. There we go, I got a USB cable. That was quick. I keep all my cables in the same spot. Precisely so that I wouldn't misplace them. Okay, now all I need to do is plug this into my laptop. We can actually unplug the power supply because it terrifies me. It is sparking way more than it should and way more than I want it to. So I'm just gonna unplug it and leave it to the side. And my camera just died. Oh, that's great. There we go, we're back. And now that we have the USB cable, we can just plug in the Raspberry Pi Pico into the breadboard. I only soldered the pins on one side because we won't need all that many of them. Plug it in and hopefully everything will work just fine. I haven't worked with a Raspberry Pi on these streams yet, on the new ones, which is funny. You get the Pico 2. I got the Raspberry Pico 2 on release day. I pre-ordered them and haven't used them since. I am a bit of a Raspberry Pi Pico fan. I think they are the best microcontrollers out there. Although I do use ESP's 32S2 minis more often. The reason why is because Tefta uses them a lot, and I did learn a bunch from Tefta, and as such, it was much better for my learning to use the ones that the person I was copycatting was using as well. I was watching a movie. Oops. Anyway, the point is, what is this thingamajig going to be? That's simple. The thingamajig is going to take the... Let me show you, actually. Let me show you what the basic idea will be. Raspberry Pi Pico pinout. Press the button on plugging the USB cable. We're not ready yet to do the thing. Give me, first, I should probably explain. Basic idea is simple. Pin out Raspberry Pi Pico. Right here, what we care about is the SPI, the pink ones. The reason why we care about the pink ones is because what I want to do is I want to create a little adapter that will be, basically will have a Raspberry Pi Pico on the inside with the USB cable sticking out so that you can use it however you want. And it will basically diverge the SPIs into 3 different outputs on like a PCB so that you can plug in 3 different SPI devices into it. And you can basically do with them whatever you want. On the side, I want 2 of the GP pins to... well, PWM to be more exact, but general purpose. 2 of the PWM pins to be in charge of the weird transistor device, as I mentioned, so that you can control things that require just you can control voltage, and then I like it maybe tiny charging circuit or something like that. I'm a medical student in surgery and I can't understand what's going on here. Don't worry, neither can I. If I'm completely honest with you, nerd, I don't understand what's going on either. I don't know what I'm doing. We're here. It's about the journey, not the destination, you know? I can't believe that I'm coding it with Thorny instead of VS Code like a proper Raspberry Pi user. Eventually we'll have to get there. Alright. Let's do the thing. Let's do the roll. It's in. That's good. MicroPython, Raspberry Pi Pico. Okay. There we go. Restart. Let's see. I know you can't see the screen. I'm sorry I haven't used VS Code. I do have it on my computer. I have the VS Code set up for working Raspberry Pi Picos. I just don't have a cable that's long enough. If I get a cable that's long enough, then... Why don't I have a cable that's long enough, actually? You know what? Next stream, I'm gonna have a cable that's long enough, and on my main machine, we're gonna work on this in VS Code. But for now, I just want to get the basics finished. No backend? Well, fuck off with that. The problem is that I have like 17 Raspberry Pi Picos, and some of them are in fact banned. So, Ellery Pinguino, thanks so much for donating $5 to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Hold on, wait, hold on. This is important business. We need let me add the donation. What would you like me to know as your name? L Raping, because I don't know if I can do special characters actually. I don't think I can do special characters. Hold on. I'm adding a donation. Abraham, is that what you would like as your name? There we go. I'm in. Yes. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Python 3 donation name Abraham with exclamation point at the end or without, just Abraham. You can go a bit more specific because I should probably specify again what this is all about. Like, basically, the website. This is the website, the pie chart, that has every single person that ever donated to charity along with their very own slice of pie. That's why the name is Slice of Pie. You get it, it's funny. And so for this, okay, first. So just Abraham, or in that case, my YouTube name. All right. That's why I El Ray Pinguino. I'm sorry, no, I don't think I can do special characters. I think it just has to be a U. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind, but I think it just has to be you. El Ray Pinguino. Okay, I was just checking 3 times if I didn't misspell. If anything, I can change it, so it's fine. $5! There we go. Now, DB Pi. That's not what I meant at all. I meant Python 3. Oh no, the database is already sorted, right? CTO restart. Unicorn. Yeah, that's not my password, is it? There. Now, if we check the website, then... There you are! There you are! You're on the website. I can turn off a couple of people to make it more visible. I can turn off myself. That should make it easier. There we go. Here you are. See your slice of pie. This is your... Thank you so much for donating charity! El Ray, thank you! And so there we go. That's the. Thank you so much for demonstrating. I'm pretty certain that. Who was asking exactly? Oh, Ned, you were asking what those streams are about. Yeah, that's the basic idea, basically. Thank you so much, Ray. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, right. I was setting up Tony for the Raspberry or whatever. I don't know. Who cares? I was doing some silly stuff. So here's the thing. My Raspberry Pi isn't actually turning on, which could mean it is bent. The easiest way, by the way, general tip, the easier way to see if something is bent is that you can just hold your finger on the processing unit. That's the RP2040. Is it 2040 or is it the... No, that's RP2. Oh my, that's the Raspberry Pi Pico W2 actually, I think. The point is you can just hold your finger on it. If it's hot, that means it's bent. If it's cold, that means it's not. And in this case, if I said plug it in, then it doesn't heat up. Which means it's not bent. Which means that I am the problem in this case. RP2 is 2040. I know, but what I meant is that it says on the processing unit RP2. So that's, well, I guess that means it's RP2. Bit of a Josh. I'm joshing around a bit. Oh my goodness, are we really doing this? I don't have a cable that's long enough for me to plug in this into my computer. Which is a bit of a problem. Let me think of a solution. Could the RP2 run Linux? Kind of, in a way. I mean, kind of, in a way. Depends how much of Linux do you want to keep and still consider it Linux. Because the kernel, probably. I imagine just the bare bones kernel. I don't think. Linux is kind of famous for being quite lightweight. Let me... I never prepare well for these streams. You know what? That's the problem. I never prepare well and then this happens. What I could do, however, is I could set up a camera in a different spot. And then we could... Or we could do it without the camera even. Hold on, let me think. Hold on, everyone. I need to think. I'm planning. Don't worry. Technical difficulties. That's kind of normal on the Make It livestream. Hey Make It, just by to say how much I appreciate you and how much your channel has helped me. Please continue, and you got charity is very noble. Oh, thank you, Silver Wolf. I'm glad I could help. I'm really glad I could help. So kind of you. Thank you. So nice. Okay. I think I have an idea. There we go. I plugged it into my PC. And now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move the camera probably. So the problem is that my setup is very awkward, to say the least. So I don't know how it's going to work at all. But I imagine we don't really need much in order for it to... Oh, fucking hell. Give me a second, everyone. Technical difficulties. How is your day going, by the way, everyone? Everyone, how is your day going? How are you all doing on this fine day? Don't mind me at all. I'm just make it, am I right? Technical difficulties and all. If I move this right here, if I move this right here. If I move this higher up, if I move this more to the left, if I move this lower down. Okay. Yeah, that could work. Just really quickly reorganizing my entire workstation. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Okay. Now, if we switch to full camera, it doesn't work. That's good. And now it's still not working. Okay, that's fine. That's fine though, because I didn't even want it to work. You need me on call. No, not really. Because my problem isn't a technical one of the engineering kind. My problem is a technical one of the make it didn't set up the stream properly kind, which is, there we go. It's gonna be the camera. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop it into the corner. There we go. This is my honest Raspberry Pi reaction. And into it, we're gonna plug in a single diode, which I should have somewhere. There's no way I don't have a diode anywhere. I do not have a diode anywhere, my goodness. There, I got my diodes. Okay, and so now with this in mind, I'm just gonna plug in, I just have a diode, and I'm gonna plug it in somewhere. The question is where. For that we'll need the pinout, and for that we'll need the there we go. There, now that's an absolute mess I can get behind, and now Raspberry Pi Pico. What we need is the pinout. We need the pinout of this side on the right, which is this side right here, and 2 and 3, which means we want the ground to be plugged into the third one. We want the, there we go. Now we'll be using GPI 1 for this, and now all we need to do is just desktop projects, surgery, testing, Pico, not temp website, CD testing, Pico. There we go. And now let's test it. Let's do the thing, do the raw, do the thing that we're here for. I do have the Raspberry Pi Pico extension, which is honestly phenomenal. And so we're just gonna make a new C/C++ project. And then project name is going to be test. That's it. I would like SPI. We don't need IC or any of those other fancy ones. Pico 2, yeah. Location, this. Code generations, yeah, okay. Create, I think. And now it should just create like a boilerplate thing. And then with that boilerplate thing, we should be able to adapt it. Downloading and installing SDK. Do I not have an SDK? Oh, I guess I've been a little bit. Anyway, so whilst it's downloading, everyone. Procrastinating homework currently. Oh, I see. What kind of homework? The stream is dying because it's downloading the toolchain. That's comical. Thank goodness there isn't much to show. Right, sorry, I blacked out for a second. I just chain of thought, doesn't matter. The point is that this is installing toolchain, and then wait, are you working from a laptop? No, I'm not. I switched from my laptop to my PC actually. That's why the camera changed. It's a bit tedious to explain, but the point is this is now on my PC, which means I should have the access to all of my SDKs, which should be much nicer. I also have this, by the way, which is a USB adapter, which I could use for power, but with powering it with USB this way would be a bit more annoying than powering it with USB normally. So fortunately I do also have another USB, this time charging circuit, which is convenient. Anyway, anyhow. took you long enough. Now the only question is... Alright, there we go. Oh, C code, my beloved. Okay. Hello world every 1 second, you say. For now, what I like is GPIO set die, GPIO put pin CS1, pin CS this. Oh no, that's all for SPI. Yeah, so that's not what we're looking for. For now, what we want is the basics. Well, first, the basic will be to compile it and upload it to the Raspberry Pi. That would be the basic for us. Okay. Fingers crossed that it will work. Which, by the way, is it CMake? I don't like using CMake. It is. Would you look at that? I'm not too fond of... I get why people use it. Not too fond of it, though. Wait, is that... Did I use CMake correctly? I don't think I did it correctly. I think I was supposed to build it into the build, because right now... Fuck. I don't think it's supposed to look like. Wait, why the VCX? Isn't that Visual Studio files? Weren't those Visual Studio... Weren't those Visual Studio files? I don't want them. Generated, no. Yeah, we're definitely doubling up on the... I was supposed to CMake into CMake files, or into build, right? Well, that's a bit of a piss moment. Today I've spent half my waking minutes wondering if you've seen my messages. I think so. Oh, those, yes, I have. Sorry, I haven't had the time to respond yet. Test.c. Oh, what, like CMake test.c? Like this? No. Just straight up no. That's why I don't like CMake. I don't like clever tools. Leave them for Rust, alright? Leave the clever tools for Rust. I need simple stuff. CMake.dot. But won't the CMake.dot get me build it even higher up? How will CMake... I don't think CMake... You know what? I trust you, but I don't... Yeah, exactly. And that's why I don't like CMake. By the way, is this a part of the Raspberry Pi thing? I want my too simple. Not doing build file, then CMake. What do you mean by build file? How does build file work? You know what? No, screw it. I'm just gonna do it differently. We're just gonna do it the simple way. Would you look at that? There is a button for just compiling it. Yeah, sure, allow access, see if I care. Well, that's convenient, certainly. Certainly convenient. Test.elf, I'm guessing that's the... I'm guessing that's the place. And now, if I remember correctly, do you need anything else? Oh, but we also want debug, don't we? Going back. Oh, piss. Oh, piss. Oh, piss. Make it only live chat. I'm already on live chat. I checked the program. There should be a comparison. I would love to understand it. I know code. I know what to tell you. Programming is usually the best way to learn programming. That's how I learned it. VS Code. Give me a second, I'm looking it up. It's been a hefty over a year since I've done something with a Raspberry Pi Pico. Give me a second. No, I don't want to do it with this. No, that's wrong. Alright, well, I guess I'll just start chucking in files until it works. That's usually how it's done, isn't it? Test UF2. I shouldn't just chuck in things until it works. Now the question is though, I do have one question though. How to run a program on Raspberry Pi Pico, because an important thing is I want to run it from my machine, because I do want a connection to keep, I still want an open connection to get back the debug. That's kind of important for me. The thing is, the only thing that this will do for now is just print hello world, but I wanted to print it to my terminal, not into the Raspberry Pi's virtual terminal. That's the problem. Program Raspberry Pi Pico W. No, I mean print. Use the output statement. Something like writing at a region of size 0 overflows destination. Yes, usually would cause problems, I suppose. Mm-hmm. HTML was opening history report. I mean, okay, I have access to the device with, well, will it be actually? That's a good question. Ah, it's always annoying. It's fine though. Device is returning error. Alright then. Solid. Solid, solid, solid. Now there are 3 separate reasons why it could have returned an error. 3 reasons that I've seen in the past. Let's see which one it will be. Okay. Let's see which reason it is. Alright, alright. Run project. I don't like the fact that we're doing it the dumb way, but it's better than wasting time. Device did an error unknown. Alright, cool. So I'm a random shot in the dark. It's a com problem, but hey, it might be something else. Let's look it up. If it's a com problem, then that's a very annoying fix. So I'm gonna first look it up, see if it could be any other problem. RP2040 returns error -99. Let's see. So highly specific. I'm looking specifically for error -99. No. Is it the com problem? Does you pick on boot some mode at the time the error? File if I pack to narrow down the problem. And do want to use USB port. That would trigger it incorrectly. That's for downloading a fast USB port, yeah. Ah, right. Funny enough, the Zadish thing. I have that thing. I remember. That's because this is not my first rodeo, I've been there before. And I remember that sometimes just installing the driver again just helped. It helped me twice. If the driver's already installed. It honestly, I have no idea. It has no right to work. But hey, who am I to judge? Did you flash the firmware? I assume so. The pins are already soldered on one side, which means I have worked with this in the past. And if I worked with this in the past, that means I must have flashed the firmware. A simple train of thought. Simple test. Or was it libUSB? It might have been libUSB. Not WinUSB. How was that? How did that fix work? I don't remember. It was Raspberry Pi Pico Zedish fix, whatever. What was that fix? Something USB. Yeah, no idea. Package not extender specific. Okay, so the problem there appears to be same thing as always. Will you fix it? Please do fix it. Yes, make the changes on my device, see if I can. I'm sorry, interface, now picking interface, that's fun. Need WinUSB. Fucking USB, just my goodness, drivers, the most fun part of anything. Install driver, obviously install driver, but 0 devices found. Do I need to create a device for it? Ha 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 ha. Ain't gonna walk. Never mind. Found it. Replace driver. Are you sure you want modified system driver? Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen? Am I right? Hi, Cecilius. What we're making, I think I might help. Well, I'm trying to set up Raspberry Pi Pico so that I can finally code it using C. And that's kind of it. Clean CMake button? Don't mind if I do. I don't know if that did anything actually. But I like that the button is there. Installation process can take up to 5 minutes. That's great. Never mind, it just installed. Okay, cool. Now with that in mind, let's run project. Fatal, no build. Okay, yeah, so compile project first, again. Terminal, oh my goodness, why? Do I need to restart? Ah, I'm fine, I'm fine. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, I guess Clean CMake did something different than I thought it would. M, thank you for $10. Oh my goodness, that's great. Okay, let me just... Nope, that's the wrong one. This one. There we go. What would you like your name on the website to be? McKinney. Oh, hi, McKinney! I remember ya. I remember ya. Hi there. As you're told, oh, I will do. McKinley. McKinley Turner. There we go. AI, 2 N's, L-E. There we go. 10. There we go. Now we have 94. Been a while, screen has been a bitch. I get it, it's fine. There we go. 94, right below the anonymous with the floating point error, because why not, honestly? My website's a bit of a mess. But it works, there we go. There we have it. This new. What do you mean, this new? Well, it's a new layout, but it's the same data. So it is a new Pi, simply because it's cleaner right now, like you can delete people easier. See the website. Honestly, I was supposed to work on this website for quite some time, but... I'm a lazy piece of shit. From a spreadsheet to a website. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. Back when I was doing the spreadsheet, I did mention that eventually I would turn it into a website. I was just waiting till I got the server and everything ready. And I got the server and everything ready now. So yeah, I just no longer the need for a spreadsheet. Now I'm just doing it with the proper way. Look at you go. I mean, to be fair, the spreadsheet also came after the website. Like, I had a website, but then it was so garbage that it just kind of fell apart. So then I started using the spreadsheet, and I eventually just went back to using, getting the website. So, you know, it's kind of a circle of life, if anything. Wait, this folder's empty. What do you mean this folder's empty? Where did you even make the testing then? I'm making a new project because the previous one I kind of messed up with the original cmake command. I need to remember to not use these commands here because... Change it from boards. No, that's awful. Change it to project surgery. Surgery, and then testing Pico right here. There we go. Actually, slash test if anything. Yeah. SPI would be nice. So on, so forth. Create again. There we are. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to do it the idiot way. We're going to do it the smart way. And by that I mean we're just going to click compile project and let it compile for us. Like a normal person. Perfect. And then we're just going to click on the run project. There we go. Yes, it did break. However, it broke differently this time. That's progress. That's called progress. Fuck. That's actually not that much of a progress because now it keeps just not going back. Okay, well, whoops. Whoops. Okay, Windows, could you please, just please help me out? What are you making? I'm not making anything yet, I'm just testing. I fried my ESP8266 by accident. Well, that happens. I fried 3 different Raspberry Pi Picos and 2 different ESPs32, so been there. Saying donate, but I got some things planned right now, but like, take care of it. Thank you so much, Ricky. Thank you, and have fun. Bye. That's all. It's great. Okay. How do I fix this? Well, great question. And the answer is... no clue. Because the problem is, now that we updated the driver, it's not working at all. We got -7, which, I mean, the -7 exit code doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that... Wait, what? But people never connect. You mean install the driver via Edge? But I did install the driver! Stop lying to me. Are we gonna install it again? Fine, I guess. That's my downloads folder, but what I need is Zaydij, or whatever we want to call it. There we go, this thing. Another Zaydij. Is it now? Oh, it is. Okay, well, I got my face. RP2. Reinstall driver. Well, wait, what driver do you need to install? Getting started Raspberry Pi Pico. Can't use ChatGPT to help you. There is a whole ass article about it, Balin. You don't need to shove ChatGPT into every aspect of your life. Introduction, yeah, supply control is make some updates using Tony, add back private firmware. Menus are driver. Okay, well, Raspberry Pi Pico installing driver via the... Let's see. Appendix B. Oh, you didn't link Appendix B to it, did you? So Raspberry Pi Pico is... PyPico series. Documentation appendix B. We got this make it. Well, I better have make it, because I better have got this. Not difficult. You appear to be installing WinUSB. Which I already have on it. Reinstall the driver, I guess, why not? Just to really make sure that it's there. Just in case. This is why Linux is better. I agree. Well, for development, obviously Linux is better. It's a very cozy stream, you know, actually. The thing is, I'm getting pissy and everything, but it's pretty cozy. Driver was installed successfully, cool. Now, quick question. Can I run? Devices bus 1 address 20 appears to be in boot mode, but Pico 2 wasn't able to connect. You may need to install a driver. I already have the driver though. What driver do you want me to install? Maybe not the WinUSB, maybe some kind of other driver, maybe libUSB, Windows 32. 32 bits, why not? Let's drop the top 32 bits, because they might be screwing things over. Specific. I would say more of a Windows issue. The driver is going to install driver. I already did that though. I did that already. Oh wait, hold on. I think I might have found the problem. I think I might have found the problem. I might have found the solution. Give me a second. Like, I have a question. What are the most hardest problems in math you have ever faced? The hardest? I haven't faced many problems in math. I don't do... Like, the practical math I do is pretty basic on a daily basis. So, I don't think there are any especially difficult ones. They were all fairly simple. Hey, baby, single days left. It sucks, but it's midnight. I'm finally starting to feel tired. Alright, good night, Decilius. Good night, see ya. And driver was installed successfully. Let's try it again. By the way, does anyone know what's the definition of insanity? Holy shit! Never mind, I was right. Device was rebooted to start the application. The problem being, though, exactly what I mentioned on the very beginning. How am I supposed to get the... How am I supposed to get back the print? The this? Okay. Now, done with the basics. Raspberry Pi Pico C documentation. I do have to say, this add-on is incredible. It's phenomenal. Your fast binaries. PicoC, SDK, hardware APIs, pins mainly. Are they alphabetically? No, they're not. I don't want ADC. Well, maybe. No, wait. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yup. What I'm looking for actually is this, I do believe. There we go. Function selectors. Funny. This functions, GPO set function. Okay. Should be simple enough. So, GPIO. GPIO set function 1, and then GPIO function. Oh, I see. That's lovely. This, no. GPIO function. GPIO set function. Select GPIO function, and this is what we're looking for because we want. There we go. SPI. Not really PWM. Or do we not need to set it if we want just use it as... No, that wouldn't make much sense. Okay. I think I'm overthinking this. I don't think I need to set a function if I just want to set it. Yeah, I guess. I would just like to reiterate that I said I guess, not I know. That's kind of crucial here. Make it. I thought this was some part of Boti the car robot getting some cool upgrade. We're not there yet. I'm making this for a video, by the way. Of course. I've mentioned on live streams like 3 different times what this video will be about. Y'all don't listen. GPIO. In GPIO init sounds like the thing I would be looking for. That certainly sounds like the thing. Then GPIO put. I hope I'm correct in this case. 1. Zero? Yeah, that ought to work, right? That has to. Okay, let's try it. You know, y'all. This world belongs to the brave and the bold. Compile the project. And then... Oh wait, no it is. Okay. Run the project. Could it be that, like, maybe... Like, okay, well then... Never mind. Okay, so I did something correctly. Fine. Raspberry Pi Pico C basic GPIO usage example. Do you have a multimeter? Yeah, I do. But we're not doing it with a multimeter. This is far too simple of a problem to work with a multimeter. Blink simple. How are we doing this? GPIO in it. Haha! I knew. Said there. Fuck! I knew I forgot about something. Okay. Set there. Right. Out. And then... set LED. That's not what I want. Default LED pin. Oh, but then you set LED. That's garbage way to do it. That's not how I want to do it at all. GPIO, I guess. Never mind. Blink. Blink with an external LED. That's what I want, because that will actually help me. GPIO init. Set the out. Yes. Then, and then you just put. And then just put. Well, they do set LED again. But once again, I don't want that. I don't want it. GPI output should work. Hmm. No, that's my. It doesn't really feel like it's compiling. There you go, my face. I previously had two things, right now I had nothing. Never mind, just compiling the resmart way. Okay, so we're doing this, we're putting 1110. That's not working, so... Question mark? How can I? ADC, I guess? I guess I could do it in ADC. Hello, ADC. That sounds like... Yes, that sounds like something I want. I would need to include ADCH. Okay, I'm guessing GPIO is included in SPI, because otherwise this would have been wildly confusing. ADC init. GPIO init. No, not what I want at all. Blink should have what I need, but they're doing Blink a very weird way with the whole... You know... Make the only send test code that guaranteed to work. No, because I already have the test code that's guaranteed to work. It's not my problem. If defined Pico default LED pin, then you're just doing it with default LED pin. But then, oh, it depends on what you define, okay. By the way, what is this thingamajig? The thingamajig is an adapter that will basically give us like 3 different SPI outputs, 2 outputs for controlling the voltage, and so on and so forth. You're initiating the LED. It's not how I want to do it. Okay, honestly, I'm losing my mind. Raspberry Pi Pico output a fucking 1 on a GPIO in C. Simple stuff. All I want, read digital input and write digital output. Yes, that's all I want. All I want from this, okay? GPIO online pin, input or output pin. Yes, I am setting it as the output pin. Wait, am I? Yes, I am setting it as the output pin. That's correct. Set there, and then put don't know if I'm crazy or I'm going crazy. First of all, why do you define it as LED pin off screen and only then to reuse it again? Maybe the problem is the pinout. Maybe I'm just doing it incorrectly pinout wise. Raspberry Pi Pico C pinout numbers. Maybe pin 1 isn't actually pin 1. That is pin 2? There's no way GP1 is pin 2. I refuse to believe that GP1 is pin 2. You're using GPU2 on LED. They start at 1? I hate this. I hate this so much. If they start at 1, that's... I hate this. They shouldn't. Why? Why? Why would they? No, it doesn't. Make it as noob level stuff. Come on, I know you have been planning to make semiconductor chips. Make it D-Day. Why don't you show that? Make it D-Day. Whoa. I mean, yeah, okay, this is a bit of a setback. I get what you mean. This is a bit of a setback with us, like, going back, kind of back a step, but I really want to work with Raspberry Pi Picos instead of the ESPs. So, temporarily, it's a bit of a setback, but long term, should be fine. Let's do a 2, maybe. Let's compile the project. Let's run the project. Let's just move the pin. This. Like so. It didn't do anything. I would advise check polarity of the LED. What do you think I've been doing the entire time? Listen, I appreciate advice, I really do. But when you give me advice like I would advise check polarity of the LED, it makes me feel like you think I'm an idiot. As much as I appreciate advice, please don't treat me like a complete idiot. You should rewrite it in Rust. No, I actually shouldn't. Never. I refuse to. It set us out. The pin is set as... It is initialized, it is set as out, and then it is put 1 into it. Maybe I cannot put the 1. Maybe I need to... Maybe the 1 is just telling it to output a 0. Except it clearly doesn't, because right here it sets a 1. That seems to be fine. GPU. Oh yeah, I have GPU. I have it initialized. I have this. I have that. I have all of it. All of it. What's more... GPI1. Well, that should be a 1 then. My mind. I'm gonna lose my mind, I swear. There? Are you... Okay, there we go. We're back. My OBS just decided to stop for some reason. What I was about to say is that, Mark, yeah, sometimes I get mixing up the polarity of different things, but not when the LED is the only fucking component. Raspberry Pi Pico examples. These examples are not answering the one question I have, because, well, I mean, technically they should have, I suppose. Technically this should be it. But it clearly doesn't work. Maybe, I don't know, I need to include GPIO actually. Maybe I do need to include it because maybe that's the problem. Maybe the pins aren't soldered correctly. Maybe I just need to plug them in myself. On the other side, that's a good idea. Wait, hold on. Oh, let's test this. This and this. That's what it should look like. That is what it should look like. Okay? This. Just in case we're not clear on this. Let's pick something completely off the side. Let's pick pin 17. Let's pick pin 17. Okay, so the problem clearly is the fact that it's not outputting to pins. The reason why I know that is because this wouldn't be glowing if the problem was the diode or the Raspberry Pi itself. The Raspberry Pi being a problem itself would be wild, considering we can just write to it, but this would be a problem if the diode wasn't working. Which means that if this isn't turning on, then the problem is in us outputting it into pin 17. Let's try ADC, because why not? Might as well try ADC. See how it works, see how it's doing. Where's the ADC thing? Pin 17 is your serial, what do you mean? What, GP17 would work? Wait, what do you mean by that? It's your serial. CSS 17. Oh yeah, right, that's true. There we go. Let's still all of these pins off. Thank you. See, that was good advice. That's the kind of advice we're looking for. Alright, piss off with all of them, compile, run. Have you ever eaten Raspberry Pi? It's good, yeah. Although I do have to say, my doctor told me that it's actually pretty unhealthy to eat that many chips. So. I beg to differ, don't I? I'm fine. So, let's do, by the way, sleep MS 100 just to make it, you know, pop a bit more. And then... I don't know, try again. By the way, have any one of you know the... would any one of you happen to know the definition of insanity? I don't know if you all would know this kind of thing. All right, let's go back to the drawing board, the thing I was doing, which is ADC. And by that, we're just gonna do a simple ADC output thing. Measuring GPIO, no, we don't want measuring. We want the opposite of measuring. Outputting. Capture, joystick display, no. Microphone on board. Wait, is ADC only for reading? Am I really an idiot? I thought ADC was also for outputting specific voltages. You've got waiting, yeah. Are you gonna watch Eurovision? Oh, someone already asked me that, but I didn't remember what Eurovision was. I still don't remember what Eurovision is. And it said to out. We don't need this, by the way. Maybe that's what's screwing it up. Maybe the fact that it was just, I don't know, I'm desperate. Just to make sure that I'm not schizophrenic. Yep, it does work right here. Okay. 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 That's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Why wouldn't it be fine? The only problem is like the entire thing. That's the only problem. If not for the entire thing, this would have been fine actually. I can't even get a LED to blink. Hello GPIO, please. Okay, first thing I thought that was in string int main, and I was about to lose my mind. Wait forever, banger. It's possible that the code just isn't executing for some reason as well, because so far we haven't seen any code actually execute, have we? Maybe disconnecting, reconnecting might not be doing anything. I don't know. Wait a second, level low. Char event string. So that's, you're setting the event string to that. Plus plus equal to, so the buffer is the GPIO event string, which you're doing right here. That's the GPIO callback. That's a pretty advanced way to code this, I do have to say. My goodness. This would give an average Rust programmer just a stroke. That's a wow. Alrighty then. Okay, you initialize, you set callback, and then you just just in case I just use true and false instead of 1 and 0, but there's no difference between true and false and 1 and 0. This isn't some dirty Python or JavaScript. This is C, we ball in this motherfucker. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. DHT sensor. That's curious. This documentation is phenomenal, by the way. I know that I'm doing the I know that I'm doing the typical internet persona thing where I'm trying to be funny, but this is actually really, really good documentation. I would like to take a second to appreciate that. Hardware GPIO, by the way, I did include that just in case, even though it should be included in the SPI, I think. Yes, the image. GPIO init. So you initialize it, you set the data of the LED pin. What do you then? You didn't do the put. GPIO put. You put the thing in the thing to get the thing. I don't know. I'm losing myself. Let's follow this exactly. Do you select which pin you're using actually? 26, yeah. And it said the digital output right, GPIO out of a pin. Let's do it on pin 5. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that we should be doing it on pin 5, you know? Maybe that's the issue. Maybe if we've only done it on pin 5, then everything would be fine. Just 2 pins above the... Pin 5 doesn't work. Maybe... Wait, no, that's not pin 5. Hold on. No, I was about to make an oopsie. Pin 5 is actually 6 from the bottom. Seven, yeah, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is pin 5. Why aren't you printing out your problems on pin 5? Now only 5 of them. You know what could be funny? If the Raspberry Pi actually was burnt in some way, that would be hilarious. If I spent all of this time just trying to figure out why it isn't working, only to realize that it never could have in the first place. Let's do the getting started. Maybe that's the issue. The Thorny. I am not doing it with Thorny, actually. Funny enough. I am not, in fact, doing it with Thorny. I am doing it with C. Raspberry Pi Pico C tutorial. Looking for the official documentation. There we go. Thank you so much. Would you happen to have question? Just like a sample code I could use. That's preferably not this. Because this sample... Maybe I just need to copy the... You know what? Let's do the blink. Let's do the blink. You know what? Let's just copy the blink just to see if it's... Let's just copy the blink just to see if it even executes the code. And if it won't execute the code on the blink, I am ending the stream and going to have my crying session. Default LED. Is this defined? Pico W. Okay, so this is defined. Which means the... That should be the default LED of Raspberry Pi, which means that should be the one that's on the board. Clearly is not, though. hold on. This, if defined, and if defined. Oh, this is grayed out this time. Wait, so is it defined or is it not? We are building for Pico W, which means this is defined. Wait, maybe in the... wait, that wouldn't matter what most they call would it? Hold on. Pico LED init. Right here, just setting off this. So Pico LED init initializes as default LED pins, not what we're doing. Which means this just does the init of the CYW. Okay. Returns it into RC. Hard reset of RC is equal to Pico. Okay. Love it. Love the variable. Well, not the variable, only the value. And then this does nothing. I'm done. I'm off to cry. Mainly. I have a headache. I do. I'm gonna waste my time today getting it to work. I'm fine. Okay, everyone, I'm fine. Anyway, I'm going. That's it. I cannot handle more than an hour and a half of this. I have videos to work on, which I have been a lazy piece of shit on for the past couple of days. Anyway, for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.